By day, museums transport you to times gone by. Hallways lined with relics from years past and creatures forever immortalised. But what happens when the last person leaves, the doors shut, and the night closes in? Well, we're about to find out. Torches on! Come on, guys!
Whoa, what's this?
Wow, I don't know. Wonder where it came from.
Hi guys, are you looking at Megalania?
Hello. Well, apparently we're looking at Megalania. What is it?
He's a giant lizard that lived in Queensland about 5 million years ago.
Whoa, that's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
So can you tell a lot about these things from way back when?
We can, but we have to compare them to today's animals. So this guy, he was just like a goanna, which we see around Queensland today.
That's a big goanna. How big was he?
He was about 5 to 6 metres long.
Wow. And these three things, what are they?
Well, these guys, these are sauropods. They were found in Winton and they're about 100 million years old. They were dinosaurs that ate plants and they grew to a massive size.
These little things were animals?
They were. These are parts of their backbone.
Why are there three of them?
Well, we often have to make replicas so that we can put them on display and research them. So we've made a couple of replicas of this particular specimen.
So there's a fake in here,
There
Bailey.
is.
Do you reckon you can spot which one it is?
I think the real one's this one because it's got more detail.
Because it's got more detail, is he right?
He's right.
Guys, look what we found upstairs!
Upstairs?
Yeah, these things upstairs.
We better go have a look at it and check it out. What do you reckon? We'll
Yeah!
have to leave it there.
Sure.
Let's go, Bailey. Rumour has it that in the dark of the night, the museum's dinosaurs come alive. Sounds like we're getting a little bit closer. Yep, we found them. Check this out! What do you reckon it is?
I think it's a Mudabarasaurus.
A Muttaburra, what?
A Mudabarasaurus.
Wow, I reckon it's a long neck. Look at its neck.
Well, Courtney,
Whoa, where did you come from?
I just bobbed up.
Okay, these guys are pretty loud.
They are noisy, and all the dinosaurs were probably pretty noisy, but this guy, it isn't a Brachiosaurus or a long neck. It's actually Muttaburrasaurus. You were right on the ball, dude.
Well done.
And this guy ate plants just like Brachiosaurus did, but one good thing, this guy came from Australia.
Australia, that's incredible. So how long ago were they roaming around our land?
Muttaburrasaurus was roaming around our land about 103 million years ago.
That's incredible, and there are so many other noises coming out at night. I reckon we should go check out some more.
I think we should. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Whoa, it just blinked at me. Is this a T-Rex?
No, Courtney, it isn't a T-Rex. This is Australovenator wintonensis, or banjo for short. Now, yeah, whilst it was related to T-Rex, it isn't a Tyrannosaur, but it still ate meat, and if you were alive when he was, you'd be on his diet.
I'd be in trouble.
Certainly would be.
Is this an Australian dinosaur?
It sure is. It sure is. And this is Australia's largest carnivorous dinosaur, and it comes from Queensland.
Would it eat a Mudabarasaurus?
Okay, well, banjo was alive about 93 million years ago, whereas the Muttaburrasaurus, which I saw, was 103 million years ago. But if Muttaburrasaurus was around, most definitely.
Whoa, we definitely don't want to be around these guys in the light of day. Time to head to the exit door.
Mangroves are special places that are teeming with life. A lot of people steer clear of areas like this because of the serious mud factor. But when you step inside this ecosystem, you realise it's a whole new world. I find mangroves really interesting. The fact that these plants can grow in squishy mud that gets inundated with salt water when the tide comes in is pretty amazing. Most other plants couldn't survive in this environment. Mangroves have some very clever adaptations. Special roots called pneumatophores poke up out of the mud to breathe air. They're like little snorkels. seeds that drop from the trees pretty much begin to germinate straight away, taking root in the thick, oozy mud. Tonight, I've arranged a rendezvous with Dr. Robert Raven, who is an arachnid expert. He's been studying spiders for decades and has described and named hundreds of new species. Well, Robert, thank you for inviting me into the mangroves at night time. It is a rare treat, but we're looking for a very special species of spider, right, that lives here.
Yeah, well, I call it the mangrove water spider, and it was first described in 1876, so it hasn't been seen for about 140 years. And it was only just very lucky that we turned it up when I saw lights moving in a mangrove at night. And then I came back and I thought, wow, we've got to figure this one out. And then came into these mangroves and I thought, wow, these guys are everywhere. There are thousands of them here. They own the mangroves. And you can see, nobody wants to come into a mangroves at night, let alone, other spiders.
This elusive spider comes out and hunts for food under the cover of darkness. Now, Dr. Robert has a trained eye, and I have plenty of patience, so together, hopefully we can catch a glimpse. Right there. Right, he's quick. Oh, that was well done, Robert. You have to be quick.
Very hard to
That's
spot
amazing.
these guys.
You wouldn't know, though, if they didn't have that eye shine. You wouldn't even know they're
You couldn't
here.
believe that you could see something that small, that distance.
Do you think it's a boy or a girl?
I think it's a boy.
How do you know?
It's a young boy. He's not adult. Those are boxing gloves out the front, and they're smooth. They're like pears.
Boxing gloves?
Yeah, that's the mating structure is on the front end.
Oh.
And that's going to massively change. It's just, they look simple little pears at the moment. But this guy is so amazing because he's got these beautiful big spikes that come away and totally different to all the other water spiders.
Impressive, huh? But I reckon we've left the best till last.
Look at that, we've got an adult female with her egg sac and she's carrying it in the fangs. Look at the size of the egg sac. She's got to raise herself right up to walk with it like this.
Yeah, it's basically bigger than her body.
Yep.
Huge. Do you know how many eggs would be inside that sack?
Not many from what we can think, maybe 20 or so. But the crazy other thing is that she can't feed when she's like this because she's using the fangs to hold the sack up. She's carrying it. It's in an active holding position.
So what's she living off?
She's just living off reserves that she had, in that small little abdomen. And once she's dropped those eggs, she'll make a little nursery for them.
Then go and have a good feed, I hope.
I think so, yeah, if it's not of a male.
What a girl. And what an experience. It's not every day you get to witness a spider that was off our radar for 140 years.
Welcome to the hottest hotel around, offering free board and a delicious around-the-clock buffet. It's our bodies. And there's some unwanted guests that just love checking in. They're called parasites.
Parasites are all around us, Courtney. They're everywhere. If you think of how many animals there are in the world, about 50% of them are parasites. They're defined as living very closely, intimately even with another animal and doing it some harm.
The most infamous of house guests are mosquitoes, the insect everyone loves to hate. So are these the most common parasite?
These are the most common vector. A mosquito, not quite this large, I must admit.
Okay, so this is obviously a replica. They don't come 1 metre long.
This is scaled up a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, to us they're mostly a nuisance, and they make us itch and scratch and use bug spray.
A big pest.
A big pest in that regard for us, but they also are one of the world's most dangerous animals.
The most dangerous animals. Okay, how so?
Because they transmit diseases like malaria.
So we're not at risk here in Australia of that type of disease, but we still want to keep away from getting bitten. And I've heard a rumour that if you eat bananas, you actually don't get bitten by mosquitoes because they can't smell you. Is that right?
I'll leave you with that. I'm not sure.
Not true? Need some more research?
It might need some research.
Why do these animals exist? Like, doesn't everything have a purpose on the food chain?
Yeah, well, that's a really good question. If we didn't have parasites, all of the dynamic balance out there would be gone. It would be blown apart. So every ecosystem has got parasites, and they control the numbers of other animals. So they actually do a good job too.
Another parasite that makes our labs a little unhappy is head lice. We've all had it at some point. What are they doing? Are they getting blood from us? Why are they there?
They are, yes. I mean, every organism needs a place to live, and they just happen to pick human hair to live in. It's their hotel.
Our hair is their hotel.
Absolutely.
And then they move on to another one. Once
they will.
Once ours become 1-star, they go to another 5-star head full of hair.
Yeah, precisely.
It's not just us. Animals offer more prime real estate for these species to make home.
We get worms in the intestines of sheep and cattle. We get ticks in cattle, which cause tick fever. There are parasitic flies.
Okay, so they got a lot of things to be worried about. What about our wildlife?
Our wildlife has huge diversity of parasites. If you go fishing, you'll get worms in the guts of fish. You'll get little parasites that replace the tongue of fish and look out with their eyes.
This is nasty stuff. Are these guys avoidable at all?
They're everywhere, so they're pretty hard to avoid, but clearly we're pretty fortunate in our country that we've got good hygiene and flushing toilets and all those things that reduce the impact. But really, it also has a benefit to us because parasites stimulate our immune system. So that's a benefit that parasites bring to humans.
So as we fight them off, we get stronger for it. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So we've got to thank them in the end.
I think we should.
While their stay with us is rarely pleasant, it seems their existence is an ugly necessity. These days, it's easy to get caught up in having the latest and coolest stuff and being totally #on trend. But the real scoop is having something that no one else does. When it's not machine stamped, but hand stamped with individuality.
But when I'm making the furniture, particularly the rustic furniture, I try to keep it tool-free or machine-free, hand tools only.
Completely handmade.
Try to do that, yes.
All right, well, do you reckon I'd be able to help you out with a piece?
You've done woodwork before?
No woodwork experience at all.
Well, perhaps we might go back to basics.
That means adding another character to this wonderland of wooden people. But safety first, we're only using these tools under the professional guidance of Andy.
Using that knife as I showed you very carefully.
Yep.
Just go like that.
Okay, so a bit of carving involved?
Yeah, a bit of whittling, yep.
Okay, so this is the whittling. Why is it called whittling?
I don't know.
Is it because it whittles away the time? All right.
So we can go on to the head now. We're almost ready for the head.
Okay.
So
he needs a few eyes and a mouth, I
all
think.
right, so we'll put it in the vise.
All right.
So this hand drill.
What is that called?
It's called an egg beater drill.
Is that really old school?
Yeah.
Egg beater drill, okay.
So we're going to put this special drill bit in that I've modified to make eyes. So about there.
About there to make his eyes even?
Yes.
I don't want him lopsided.
Or googly-eyed or cross-eyed.
No. All right, and it's just straight in from up?
From there, yes.
Yep. Oh, wow. This is exactly like beating eggs. So we're beating wood.
That's it. That should be enough.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Our little man's got eyes. Too easy.
And we'll do a neck hole.
This is quite hard.
Good one, that's enough. You've just given him a...
Oh no, no.
He's got a hole in the head now.
Oh, that's okay. A one-of-a-kind creation. Priceless. Behind most handcrafted gems is a passionate artisan doing exactly what they love. Joy, what are you making here?
I'm weaving, and I'm weaving with bamboo to make a scarf.
So bamboo's different from the original wool that you would normally weave with? Why bamboo?
Yes, well, bamboo's a really lovely fibre, and I love it because it actually dyes really well. and the finished product comes out really lovely and soft.
You can see from these incredible colours, they're so vibrant in there.
Yes,
So how long ago did weaving start? When was it about?
Really, they're saying that since man was around, there has been weaving.
Why do you love weaving? What's the
I love weaving because I can use any yarn. As long as it's in a form of a yarn, then I can weave with it. And selling your first thing, that's just amazing. They appreciated, what went into it and loved what you made.
Limited edition pieces that let you create the trend, not follow it.